Hey everyone, it's Jilly. Thanks so much for stopping by my channel today. This is going to be a VR to Chris's SBD surrounded by Dex tag. And I'm going to do this one about the Chariot. Oh my gosh, the Chariot is one of my favorite cards. I remember when I first started reading tarot, very first, you know, the tarot was always about going on a trip, going on a journey. Could be a car, maybe you're going to have car trouble. And the Chariot is so much more than that. It's such a juicy card, and so I wanted to dive right in and show you a few of my favorite Chariot cards and tell you why. Now, the first two are not necessarily my favorite, but they do give me pause, or they make me think a little bit. So these are Marseille type decks. This first one is from the Corte del Taraci, and then the second one is from a Tarot de Marseille deck. What really strikes me about these two cards, and I'll show you the other one again, is that first of all, the horses look like Siamese horses, and that they are so small compared to the Chariot and the Charioteer. So, like, what is that about? You know? And what it's about for me is personal power. It's about using your own power and your own freedom to direct your life. And I think that that is much of what the Chariot card means to me, but especially in this case with these horses being in such a unbalanced perspective to the Chariot and the Charioteer. So those are the first two. And the next one is from my Anike. And oh my gosh, so this Charioteer is, this Chariot card is maybe one of the happiest. That beautiful, bright yellow background, and he is just, you know, shooting off into the sunrise or the sunset, and all I can think of is Buzz Lightyear. To infinity and beyond! He is off, and he is off to slay his dragons and, you know, conquer the world, save the princess, and come back home to a hearty meal. That is what this card says to me. It is definitely about movement, for sure. It is about forward movement and upward movement, and going after your goals. So this is absolutely one of my favorite ones. Now the next one that I want to show you, when I open the deck, oh, who is this? Sorry, Dad, I'll have to call you back. I don't know how to turn him off. New phone. Oh well, sorry about that. So this next one, the next Chariot card, I want to show you. When I opened the deck and I flipped through some of the cards for you, I said, oh my gosh, this Chariot card is one of my favorites. I'm going to have to do an SBD because of this deck. And the card is from the Tarot of Prague. Check out that Chariot. I love this. Again, you know, this is, we're flying above, you know, flying above the world, flying above the city, and this Chariot is being driven or being pulled by two eagles. And at first, I thought they were swans, but honestly, I read the book and they're eagles. And I think it's kind of funny because, you know, I just Eagles are such strong birds and such powerful birds and so regal in their own right that I can hardly imagine them being harnessed to draw a chariot and actually cooperating with that. And this, the darker of the eagle seems to be squawking at her and maybe not liking this so much. But she is, she definitely looks like she's in control and like she's calmly just urging them forward and onward and upward. And again, this is about, going onward and upward and creating your life and taking your power and achieving goals, moving in the right direction. Oops. The next one I have is, oh my gosh, such a regal one. And I watched somebody do their 10 favorite decks, and they mentioned this deck. And this deck was a surprise to me. It's the Good Tarot. It was a surprise to me. I wasn't expecting to like it quite as much as I did. I know that there's a huge controversy around the name of the deck, which I'm not even going to get into, but the faces in this deck they just draw me in, and this charioteer draws me in as well. She is, this is like victory. This is showing, this shows power and attainment, and there's a definite regalness to her. And there's a quote that I want to read that was in the book that just, I don't know, it kind of sums up this card, and it's just beautiful. And it says, I have fallen, but I have risen again to live freely and truthfully, fearlessly and skillfully. And let's remember too that the Chariot is also about mastery. It's about mastery of skill, and it's about self-control, and absolutely showing this. And I'm going to talk a little bit about the light and the dark. Yes, I can do that now. It applies to most of the Chariot cards, at least the ones that I have to show you. The light and the dark eagle, the light and the dark horses. The Marseille is different. 2 dark horses, 2 light horses. But, this to me talks about the yin and the yang, the dark and the light, and how life a lot of the time is about opposing forces, and how we need to harness that ability to discern and move through, navigate, and I want to say what I want to say, so I'm just going to say it. Hold on to our power. In other words, don't give your power away to anybody or to anything. You want to maintain and grow your personal power. The next to the last card in my SBD, the Chariot, is from my favorite deck, and it is the Druidcraft. And look at her. She is just, to me, resplendent. She holds her crop much like the magician does, so she's pulling her power from heaven to earth. She's holding the reins in her left hand, closest to her heart, and also she is holding them at level with her sacral chakra. So her ego and libido and all of that being, her seat of power having that control and mastery over that. And again, we see the light and the dark horses. And there's just such a sense of movement and determination, I think, in this card. This card speaks to me a lot of determination, of not taking no for an answer, of you know, finding your way through, up, over, around, but you know, not giving up. That's what this card says to me. And then the last one that I want to show you is very different. And this one is from the beautiful Gaian Tarot. And in this card is called the Canoe. And when I was reading about this card, it talked about how boats or canoes are thought of as vessels to take you from, well, physically, you know, one shore to another, but spiritually taking you from the more material to the more spiritual side of things, and going through the currents. You know, his paddle is his, it's like the, you know, it's the rudder, it's helping him to steer. However, he is the pilot of that boat. He is the person who is steering. So it is he that takes that canoe to where he needs to go. And so in thinking about the Chariot, just thinking about, gosh, how we develop our personal power, how easy it is to lose it sometimes, or to forget it, and how much we need it for life, for you know, whether it's career, family, life, just life, to enjoy a life that is rich, and when I say rich, I mean spiritually rich, not necessarily materially rich. And how self-control plays a part in that too. You know, we can't just go off. Sometimes the Chariot moves a lot slower than others. Sometimes it, you know, speeds off at life speed and takes off into the cosmos, and sometimes it is a much more deliberate going forth, one step at a time, but always, always going forth. These last two. I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. I really do. This is one of my favorite of the majors cards. I again want to thank Cris for the lovely tag. I want to thank everyone who watches this, and I wish you the best until the next time I see you. Take care. Bye-bye.